to play with fire.
What are we gonna do, Hudson?
Burn the field.
Burn the field. He nailed it, buddy. We got Hudson's new four-wheeler with us. We're gonna burn a Brown Top Millet Field. Let's get to it. So Dad's came out here with the turn plow, and he turn plowed a couple rows around this entire 1.25 acre field. And then for good measure, he's done a couple strips down the middle. So we're actually gonna burn each of these sections individually just to help control the fire in the event it's too dry and the fire is trying to jump on us real bad. Last year I used a real drip torch that I borrowed from the forestry department, and I did not grab that this year. We're gonna try something different. I picked this guy up from Harbor Freight. It is a propane powered torch. And this will help save on gas and diesel and not having to mess around with mixing the two and stinking it up and spilling. All we had to do was attach the propane line to the propane tank. There's already a battery in the igniter, and I just tested it. It works great. So a little advice, I went ahead and grabbed one of my tanks. It was only a third full, so that I'm not carrying a full tank around this field. So this is only a partial tank just to help with weight. So a couple things to consider before burning. Number one, make sure your county or state does not have a burn ban in place. Number two, you need to have a burn permit. I went ahead and put in my burn permit last night and got that approved, so we are legal to burn this field today. Number three, just in general, you want to make sure it's not too windy and the woods and areas around you aren't overly dry. So I think we're going to be safe to burn today. Burn permit in place, no burn ban. Let's light this field on fire.
I've always liked to play with fire.
See that fire brake working good. Fire line hits that dirt and it just stops right there. That's perfect. Now we got our northeast wind. So we got wind swirling out here, so we're gonna have to take this easy.
I light the match to taste the heat. I've always liked to play with fire.
Going good so far. Our wind is swirling a little bit. That's okay. It's not too terribly high. But what we're doing is we're burning, and then we'll skip ahead, burn to the black, skip ahead, burn to the black. That way we're always pushing the fire into an already burned area. That way the wind's not behind it, pushing it into this virgin area, and it gets away from you. I'll say that propane torch is already way better than a drip torch. You can control the fire. You don't have it dropping on the ground. You don't risk dropping the flammable fluid on your pants. So already well worth 37 bucks. We just did our last in-row burn in this middle field, but so far it's looking really good. We just keep burning to black, burning to black. We about got the middle third of this field done. Back up here where we started, and that has really cleaned up the ground. That's looking great. Look at that. But ash and millet. So we burned out this middle section. We let it jump intentionally. Now it's burning out that upper end up there. And this wind is kind of predominantly keeping it pushing kind of northeast right now. And once that burns out and we're comfortable with it, we're gonna go ahead and jump over here. We'll start in this upper corner and we'll burn this remaining third of the field. Going good, just be methodical, take your time, know what your wind's doing, pay attention to where it's gonna wanna jump out, keep some water buckets on hand, and just tend to it. got Border Patrol here. Hey man, only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm making a little fire.
Making a little fire. Gonna jump Papa's burn line. And right there, that's brown top millet. Brown top millet, millet. That's why we're doing this. Burned off all the thatch, and we got a carpet of millet. Now the doves can get to all this seed with no problem. Another year, another burn success. That went awesome. We still got some embers smoldering out there, but we burned this 1.25 acre brown top millet field to the ground. But there are a bunch of doves out here. This is exactly 2 weeks to the day before season comes in, and we'll have a fresh burn millet field. And of course, up the hill, we got the sunflowers, which Dad has already started bush hogging some strips in, knocking more seed on the ground. So here in the home stretch, we're gonna let the field rest for the next 2 weeks probably, with very minimal activities other than some mowing, and it should be game on opening day. So really appreciate you guys following along. This has been a lot of fun. Next time we're out here, hopefully we'll finally be killing some doves. So we'll catch you then.
I've always liked to play with fire.